I don't know when the beat drop is. Welcome to Daddyland, guys. Come on stage, Cooper.
He gets better every week.
Big clap for me.
Yeah, here we are back in Daddyland. We've got a couple janky new setups. You've got the funny Carson cam over there. We're all mic'd up to everything. Daddyland, we're on the rise here, okay? It's getting better and better. But if you look behind the cameras, the setups are fucking horrific and probably fail every standard there is. But we're not gonna worry about that, all right? We're fucking chilling, okay? I just got back from fucking vacation, and I'm fucking living my best life right now. So,
And while you were gone, I took the time to put in some work on myself, and you'll notice last episode I was on the floor. Now I'm a bit higher, coming for the top spot.
He almost fell asleep on the last show, and now he's on the stage. He's failing upwards, I think.
I'm having a Greg moment.
You're having a Greg moment. I wanted to share a funny story. I was away on this trip to see my family, which a lot of them I hadn't seen in like fucking 10 years. Some of them even 13 plus years I hadn't seen them for. So we're and they're all on my dad's side of the family, which is a little bit more reserved. The first glaring notion was they were not a huge fan of all my tattoos, because the last time they saw me, I was a kid. So they see me now, and I got all these tattoos. They're like, ooh. So for those of you that don't know, I don't drink. I've never. I've had a couple sips of liquor in my life, and I occasionally will maybe have a fucking mojito if the time presents itself. But for the most part, I do not drink.
No drinks for Cooper, just drugs.
Just drugs for me, yeah.
Yeah.
So my family also became aware of this, and we're sitting at dinner, and I get offered a couple glasses of wine. And I turn them down because I don't like wine. It's too heavy for me. And my grandma was like, Cooper is such a good boy. You know, he doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke. And I shared a look with my dad because my dad knows. And I just started like laughing at the table. And I was just like, I think it would kill my grandma if she found out that not only do I smoke, but I have done acid also, which I think would floor her. So kept those family secrets a secret, because I think that would destroy them. What else is on the docket? We saw the movie Nope.
Last week we sucked off Succession. Suck. This week we're gonna suck off Nope.
It was Severance last week.
Fuck me. I'm high and too many S things. And you were talking about Succession beforehand. They're all amazing.
They're all amazing. Yeah, we watched that Jordan Peele Nope movie. That was pretty good. Probably my favorite of the Jordan Peele movies. I know Get Out is really good, has a really tight script. And I was a fan of Us. I know it's a controversial take, but I liked Us. I know people didn't like it. I liked it. It was fun. Okay? Fuck. I just always see the hate for Us come up, and I just had fun with it, and isn't that what matters, you know? And then but we watched Nope, and Nope is that someone at the door?
You're crazy, bro.
I am
talking.
crazy. You're in that, right? Come in. Unless you're a serial killer, come in.
Who's he talking to?
So yeah, we watched Nope, and I really liked it. It's a UFO movie with a bit of a cool twist in it, but we won't spoil that because people should go out and see it. Yeah, I think it was great. What about you, Carson? You like Nope?
Man, I'm like, there's a lot of kind of pulpy type stories that I feel like I've been missing from movies for a while. UFOs, adventures, we like movies.
Horses.
Yeah, horse movies. Just like pulpy, fun, comic booky type things, despite the fact that superhero movies are the big thing around, like, but all the other shit has been missing. And this was a great UFO movie.
It felt very Spielbergian and kind of Shyamalan a little bit too, and in like a good way, surprisingly.
A lot of hide and seek, a lot of peeking around corners, tension.
Really, really tight shots. But they're shooting on IMAX cameras, which are like these big wide cameras, but they're shooting so tightly. There you go. Hey, our guest is here. You can take a seat, buddy. Take a seat right there. You're not on yet. We'll bring him on soon. But yeah. Yeah, I could smell you a mile away.
Big stinky farts.
So it was really, really tight shots of the sky, which was very. It was.
The sky's scary.
The sky was scary, and it made the sky even scarier.
They were playing hide and seek with the sky.
Yeah, and you don't want to do that. The sky will win every single time. So yeah, I highly recommend watching Nope. Go see it. Jordan Peele, if you're listening, give me all the money, and I'll continue to jerk off your movies because I like those movies.
If you're not convinced, it has a monkey in it.
Yeah, it has a monkey in it and he kills people. Spoilers. Right. Our producer is telling us we can't say that. Without further ado, let's just bring him on. He is he used to be on the show a lot. He's kind of an honorary mayor.
I took his spot on the poster.
He did, yeah. You got replaced, buddy. Yeah, let's welcome honorary mayor of Daddyland, Ryann Hoffmann.
Where do I go?
You go right there. That's where you'll sit.
Shit. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Ryan, Virgil Abloh designed that couch, apparently.
Who?
Unmute his mic.
Who was on this couch?
Virgil Abloh designed that couch.
I don't know who that is.
He's the guy that also designed your shoes.
Oh, well, the more you know. And the Silver Surfer's up there, too. That's
Yeah,
pretty,
man.
This is pretty nifty out here.
We're fucking kicking it. Welcome back, Ryan. It's been a long time since you've been here.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, it's been a longer time since I've been here specifically, the fucking bumping spot. Are we allowed to dox this place?
Yeah, I mean, I put the address out every time I link the episode, so yeah.
What does Austin like it to be called? I just like calling it the Mountain.
I think he calls it the Mountain, too, yeah.
Okay, Sean was pissed. He's like, motion? What should we call it? I'm like, fuck you. It's
What's he know?
Mountain.
He's a fucking ape. He doesn't know anything.
Exactly. Yeah, man. It's good to be back. Smells outside.
Yep.
Smells inside. It feels like I'm at home. It feels a good place.
What's something that bothers you about the world that we can perfect in Daddyland?
Oh, I think I know this. And
okay.
I mean, this is a pretty big thing, but I think that Indian people should be in charge of everything.
All right. Elaborate.
I've been saying it for a while, and then I've been confirmed from yesterday. I think they're the best race on earth.
All right.
They're the hardest workers.
Okay.
They make bomb-ass food.
Yeah.
Right? They fucking know how to dress. Right? They got fucking swagged out outfits all the time, right?
Yeah.
Here's the next thing. They're the best filmmakers on earth. I just watched that Triple R movie yesterday.
I've been meaning to watch it.
Dude, I'm like, because yesterday, here's the thing. I'm going to get crucified. I've never watched Indiana Jones, right? I watched Indiana Jones yesterday.
Did you like it?
Here's the thing, and this is what I have to qualify this because, oh man, there's so much. Like I think movies get dated more than music does.
Yeah.
For the reasons that when a movie like Indiana Jones comes out that's so culturally relevant, every movie past that essentially like absorbs what they've done visually or like even like story beat wise so much that the movie itself becomes its own cliche and its own detriment. It like fails from success essentially.
Yeah.
And I know artists can do this too in music, but like there's so many times when I'm watching Indiana Jones since I first time seeing yesterday, I'm like, oh, that's a Family Guy reference. Oh, that's that reference. Oh, I've seen like but it's things I've seen a million times, and it feels like an overdone cliche. But they're the first motherfuckers to do it.
Did you feel like you knew the whole movie already?
I knew the whole movie, yeah. But like I appreciated it and stuff. But long story short,
do you watch all three of them or just the first one?
Just the first one. I know the first one's the best, right? I think people think.
We both like the third one the most.
I like the
the
last
one from
Crusade.
2009.
No. That's
the fourth
4.
one.
Oh, that's the fourth. Oh,
The
fuck.
last
They had
Crusade
3
is-
solid ones.
Oh, they have 3 solid ones. Oh, I thought they only had 2 solid ones.
No.
Okay, so then maybe I'll watch the other 2. Like, here's the thing: it's a very cozy movie too, because like the adventure movies are far and few between which ones are good. But after I watched that, me and Rachel, I was like, "Hey, I heard this movie's insane. I'm gonna put on Triple R," and I'm watching it, and I'm like, me and her both are like, I'm enjoying this 10 times more than Indiana Jones. Like I just like
What's
and
it about?
dude. It's like your typical kind of like Bollywood thing where it's just like there's like a lot of genres mixed into it, but essentially it's just like this one guy is trying to his sister gets stolen. It's all about this is all like colonial England and India.
Okay.
All in this time. So the white people are terrible, and it's awesome because they're British, right? So it's the worst of the white people. And it's pretty much like these white colonialist people take one of his sisters, and then she gets captured, and it's like a revenge, like try to find her story, right? But within that, there's a guy that they show, and it's like early on in the movie who's like working for the British as like an officer. He's an Indian guy too, so he's gets called a traitor and stuff. But him and the guy that's looking for the sister are both just like essentially supermen, because there's a point in the beginning where there's like, because you know how the British lost their rule there. Essentially, there's like 1 trillion Indians and there's 3 British guys, right? So that showed like a point where there's like riots breaking out. They're about to break down the fence, and there's like 10 guards to like 20,000 people, and they're like freaking out. And then the one like Indian guy like is standing there, and a rocket's thrown and like knocks a picture of King George down, and one of the guys is like, arrest that man. It's a 10-minute scene of him beating everyone up in the crowd trying to get to this guy, and it's fucking amazing. Like it's 20,000 people, and there's just this guy just beating the shit. It's just like it's just so exhilarating. And then even like the story too, like the one guy is trying to find the other guy, right? And because he wants to like arrest him essentially or kill him, right? But they become best friends, right? It's like one of those things. And they have a best friend montage. I'm like, this is amazing. I'm having so much fun watching this. And there's like dance and musical moments and shit. And it's just like that he fights a tiger, and then like he like rolls a truck and like jumps out like on fire with like
I've seen the one shot where they run a truck through this thing, and then like
Yeah.
a bunch of animals all jump out.
I'm
with
not
them.
even kidding, dude. That's not even the craziest one to me.
That's what I saw. I just saw on Twitter. Someone was like,
Cooper, we've been talking about movies missing all these fucking crazy action characters having.
This is what I was
different
thinking.
It's all went to India.
This
It's in
goes back to
Bollywood
what you're
movies.
saying. Indian people need to be in control of the movies right now. I'm like,
They're
this is
making
fucking-
crazy shit.
It's fucking awesome, dude. And obviously,
well, we should have done that when they made that cool fucking human ball movie years ago. Remember when we watched that?
Yes,
that was insane.
Yeah, I know.
It was so much fun.
And I don't know if it's like, I'm not like memeing it too much. Like it's actually good. Like even like the emotional stuff about it. Like it's a solid movie. But like their camera work, and when the action happens, I'm watching it and I'm like, I like I'm captivated, and I'm like, this is so fun to watch. But like, because I don't know how to explain it, but like when you watch Western movies and a lot of action, it's like I've seen this action before. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like the same way they shoot, the same choreography or whatever. But this one, there's like a guy fighting 20,000 people, and it doesn't look stupid. Like it's actors, and it goes on for like 10 minutes, and they're like rolling down the side of a cliff and shit, and like it just holds on moments, and then like it just seems like they have a different way of filming it that like I haven't really seen.
Ryan is
here.
describing culture.
I am, and this is what I mean. Like I don't know if they're
Different
necessarily
places have different cultures.
yeah, and
That's
this is the
insane.
thing. I don't think that the movies here are necessarily getting stale, though I think they are. But like just stepping out and watching like other cultures like movies is so fun, especially India, because India has been known for a while to be like just insane. They're like, we're gonna build a human ball and it's gonna shoot out and fight 20 million tigers. It's like, yes, please. I'd love to see that. Indians make anime, but like live action. Like, do you know what I mean?
Awesome.
It's fucking great.
We've
Yeah,
been sleeping on India.
I really want to see it. Okay, so Indians will take over basically. Like I'll remain mayor, but almost everything else will be dictated by Indians
Yes.
to maximize the fun. Because that's what's most important about Daddyland is that it's a fun space.
Dude,
so
like-
we maximize the fun with Indians.
Straight up, dude. And then like their dance numbers and their music fucking slaps too. I'm sorry, but like I've like the place I go to get my haircut, a lot of Indian guys are there. They listen to like modern Indian shit too, and it's like trap Indian. I'm like, this is amazing. This sounds fucking sick. Like, do you remember that Lil Nas X? Was it Panini?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Indian version. I was like,
Yeah.
how's this better? I don't know what it is, bro. This fucking makes everything better.
I think maybe it's like they don't give a fuck about suspension of disbelief. So they're just like, fuck you. We're
That's
going
what
to have
makes
the
anime
most
awesome.
fun ever.
That their suspension of disbelief, but it's like they make it work because like there's the form of like mysticism that's already embedded into it, where it's just like it's a folklore story, right? Pretty much, because like they're talking about, essentially, it's like them rising up to overthrow the British. So it's like there's like super strong guys that are like, it's like fun to imagine you're them, and they're embodying the spirit of what it takes to overrule
The burly white boys.
Yeah, they're rulers essentially, right? And it's like it all thematically works. And it was like though to be fair, I didn't finish it. I didn't seriously, because it's 3 hours long, and I watched Indiana Jones and went to that. So I didn't finish the last 40 minutes pretty much.
Well, I've heard it's fantastic. So
I can't recommend it enough. But like I said, I might get chastised because I was just like, Indiana Jones made me kind of like want to go to bed. This movie, my ass up. I'm not kidding. I literally watched Indiana Jones. I was like falling asleep. It was like it was like 11 o'clock. And I was like, I'm gonna watch this Indian movie up the whole time. Like, I didn't want to go to bed. It's fucking amazing. So yeah, that's who's ruling.
I don't think that's controversial.
What, not liking Indiana Jones? I still like have to put respect on it though, because like, do you know what I mean? Like, I think it happens with a lot of movies where it's just like you were so important and huge and phenomenal that everyone past in the years coming will just repeat what you do, coin it, and even like for every aspect down to the music, the visuals, and like even references, like nonstop verbatim, like riff it. So when you go to watch the original, it's like, oh god, this stuff again, because it's everywhere. Do you know what I mean? I find that happens a lot with even Star Wars to an extent.
Yeah.
Though I think watching it as a kid makes a difference, because I watched Star Wars as a kid, so I can still have that little like fun with it. I think I think
that's what Spielberg was a master of, was making like the best kids movies ever.
Yeah, and you know what I think it is too? It's like, yeah, because I fucked up because I didn't watch Indiana Jones when I was younger. If I watched it younger, then I know that's the original copy. But now, when I've never watched it, I've watched all the fake copies, and I go back to this, and I don't have that automatic appreciation like that's the original.
I think most of the copies come from Raiders. I feel like if you went in clean and watched like I said, like The Last Crusade is my favorite one.
You might actually genuinely love Temple of Doom.
Oh, you'd probably love Temple
Ryan
of Doom.
seems like a Temple of Doom. Temple of Doom is weird because it's a prequel. They don't really make that explicit.
What the fuck?
But
Okay.
with like, if you like, there's one line in the movie that it's like, oh, this is technically before Raiders. But Temple of Doom is like, doesn't give a fuck at all about suspension of disbelief. Like, they have people flying out of airplanes in like the floaty things.
Floaty, like a little floaty raft.
Yeah, and then
I
like
don't
Short
wanna
Round
be
is
too
there.
mean to it too, because like the atmosphere in those movies are fucking great, right? Like everywhere they're at, it's like it feels so just like you're there and good. And like when in the jungle, when they're going through Cairo and everything, it feels Nepal. I love the Nepal atmosphere where they're at. It felt really good, but like maybe it's a thing from the 80s. I know the movies are kind of it's different. We're looking for something else now, quicker probably.
We need more references per minute.
We need more references per minute.
We need more lions jumping out of cages next to grown Indian men every few seconds.
Yeah, it might be the genre, because there's not that many action
Adventure movies.
Action adventure movies. Sorry, yeah.
That's okay. That is a point. I don't know if we've made it on the show already, but like Carson and I have been on this for a while, because we watched probably, I think, maybe the last adventure romp movie, like maybe ever, until
Jumanji
maybe the
Part
next.
2.
No, it's I don't know if those count. Those might, okay, maybe those do count. But
I mean, like,
but it was Prince of Persia: Sands of Time. That movie, I had fucking fun watching it again.
Yeah.
Even though I know it's not that great, it's fun watching it again, and it kind of is of that era where, or it feels like it's the last of that era of like the adventure romps.
It's a special movie. I think it was literally the last year you could like have a main character be Persian and just cast Jake Gyllenhaal. It came out in 2011. I don't think they could have done that in 2012. And it's like,
I'll do it.
It's fucked up, but in a way, it makes me nostalgic.
Yeah. I think like the action romp is a genre that needs to like come back, and I feel like because they're making another Indiana Jones, they're making Indiana Jones 5.
Jesus Christ.
And
is he in it?
Yeah.
he is. Well, what they're doing is they DH him
Hold
for
on.
some of the movie.
Well, let's complain about this first, and then let me pitch Indiana Jones 5 to Ryan, because I'm actually excited for it.
All right.
Okay.
But you finished your thing.
Indiana Jones, I think he gets de-aged in it, and I think
Okay,
it's
he's just doing my pitch then.
okay. Well, fuck you.
I thought you were gonna go back to the other. I thought you were gonna go back to talking about wanting to see more romps.
You can't fucking trace me, man. You can't trace me.
That's where he was going, bro.
Okay,
Anyway,
I'll pitch
okay,
it.
but I'll finish my point then. I'll finish
Okay,
that
there we
point
go.
then. Okay, so the adventure romp, like the action adventure romp movie, the fucking, you know, where everyone's got a gimmick. It's
Yeah.
sprawling worldwide.
Atlantis.
There's so much fun action. Yeah, like Atlantis. Atlantis is an adventure romp movie. It's a dying thing, and I'm hoping Indiana Jones 5, if it's good, it can bring it back, because those movies to me are the epitome of the blockbuster, you know, like
those
Star
don't
Wars is
exist.
also an action romp, you know, like those are the sprawl, like those are the ones that, like, that's what I want to go to the movies for. Like, I love your dramas, I love the comedies, blah blah blah. I like horror movies, but I love it when I just sit down and I'm in a fucking cool adventure movie. That's what gets me going, you know.
Well, hopefully, I mean, hopefully, I mean, that's just depending if the superhero thing starts losing its buzz, because like that's the only thing making money.
I don't know if you know this, Ryan, but there's never gonna end.
I know 2025. I've already heard, but like I think that's the thing that's just eating it away. It's just you got that right. Norseman didn't make any money. Why the fuck would you do anything else?
Nope is making money, and Nope was really really fun.
Horrors are safe though.
Yeah,
Horrors are probably going to be the only genre that can be safe for
People
whatever reason.
people love getting scared.
people love it.
People love getting scared, and
People love a big
the
UFO.
thing with horror that because they like getting scared, you need to constantly be updating how to scare people. Whereas in other movies, you can kind of keep same formula, obviously, and people just want a certain a certain thing. But in horrors, it's like you have to always be like thinking how to visually or story wise do something differently, because once horror starts running the same formula, it's not scary anymore because you know it's coming.
We know how to make people cry.
Yeah.
We don't know how to make people scared.
Yeah, it's that's why that's why a lot of horror movies are like fun to, even like for me when I think about it, I'm like, yeah, it'd probably be fun to do, because it's like, one, it's cheaper-ish, and then it feels like your spectrum of what you can do is a little bigger, and that will be more appreciated as opposed to other things. But what the fuck were you gonna say, Carson?
Okay,
Carson,
so here's
you're
the
gonna
pitch for Indiana Jones 5. Some of it's my theory, some of it's confirmed. So,
Okay.
number one, James Mangold is directing. He hasn't made a bad movie in the past 10 years.
Okay. What movies has he made?
He made Logan.
Okay.
He did Ford versus Ferrari.
Okay.
He did 310 to Yuma with Christian Bale.
That's a burger from the place I used to work
That's
at.
definitely over 10 years old.
And then he also did the Walk the Line movie, the Johnny Cash one. Okay, that's
right.
number one.
That's number one.
Logan
one.
being the front runner of why he would be a good director.
All
Number
right, here's the top 10 reasons Indiana Jones 5 is going to be good. That's
That's-
number one. Let's
that's
go
number
number
one.
two.
Number two, there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff of Nazi flags. So definitely part of it's gonna be not in like when he's 90. Like I think they're gonna do flashbacks and DH him, and during those
Is
sequences,
Harrison Ford literally 90 years old right now?
he's almost no. He's
getting
80. He's 80.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
90. Fuck.
Yeah, so there's definitely going to be going back and forth between like the 80s and the 1940s and World War II. So here's my theory. I think for all the fighting, all the action scenes, that's going to be in the 40s when he's younger. And they de-age him, and they just have a stunt guy doing all that stuff. And then all the dramatic talking stuff is going to be in the 80s.
What's your dog's name?
Because when people hear that he's in the movie, their first thing is like the action is going to be shit because he can't do anything,
Yeah.
right? It's like, no. If we just go back and have somebody else play the younger body, there we go. Problem solved.
I really hope that, like, the movie, it's kind of like True Detective Season 3, where he's losing his memories.
That'd be awesome. And again,
It ends with him, like, in a wheelchair drooling, but he's got his hat on. I think that'd be really poignant.
That does sound.
I know
pretty
you're
cool.
laughing, but I think that might be something they go with.
All right, that's
Like,
number two. What's number
But it's
three?
like think about that. You're gonna have grumpy 80-year-old Indiana Jones walking around the 80s. That's gonna be so fucking funny. Okay, number 3. Don't you want to see another Indiana Jones movie? Like they're awesome.
After my experience yesterday, I take away the N and add an A, bro, and that's all I want.
Listen, watch
India Jones. That's what I want to see.
Jones.
India Jones,
India
bro.
Jones. That's the episode title.
India Jones.
Oh, and Mads Mikkelsen is the bad guy.
Oh yeah, that's
Okay.
that's gonna be good. As long as they don't underuse him.
So that was 4. What's the 5th one?
Number 5.
Number 5.
That like
He's got his hat back.
You remember that like assistant henchman dude to Red Skull in Captain America? He's gonna be in it. That's number 5.
Number 6. Did you ever see that show Fleabag? She's in the movie.
That too.
Here's the thing.
Number 7. Do you like whips and guns? There's plenty.
Number
8.
7, 8.
8.
He got injured on set week 1.
On Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
So he snapped his leg on the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
But Force Awakens was kind of okay, and he got injured on that one. Didn't get injured on Episode 8, and that turned out to be
As
bad.
long as I can fly my planes.
Every movie he gets
He's
injured
out
on.
but he likes Indiana Jones though. Like,
Every
he
movie
loves
he's
Indiana
been
Jones, yeah.
every movie he's been injured on has been a good movie.
He's
Star Wars is fucking queer.
He injured himself on all the other Indiana Joneses, and they were good. And then he didn't injure himself on Crystal Skull, and that was bad.
It's really funny because people like love Han Solo so much, but he doesn't give a fuck about that character. Like anytime, like they did like a young version of him with Alden Ehrenreich, and he was like, "Yeah, he's great. I love when someone else plays him and not me." and then like there was rumors that Chris Pratt was gonna be Indiana Jones.
I heard about. I was going to bring this up.
And Harrison Ford, I don't know if he called him or he went to his house personally and was like, "When I'm fucking dead, he's gone. Like no one plays Indiana but me." He fucking loves Indiana.
I know.
Jones.
I was going to bring
He
that
fucking
up.
loves Blade Runner more than he likes Star Wars.
Yeah. Probably because like Star Wars has the most fucking annoying fan base. So
yeah,
like,
probably. That's. I mean,
they're all
that
like-
probably gets to him.
Oh, and I know you
Well-
shot Greedo
well, it's
first.
probably-
He's like, "Shut up! I want pussy."
It's the most annoying fan base, and also he wasn't the lead in it. He was just kind of like a side character, really. Like he
Yeah.
was.
He got tricked into being in Star Wars 3 times. Have you heard about this?
No.
So okay. So his like true passion in life, besides flying planes, is carpentry.
God, he's so fucking old. He's what an old guy. Thing. Anyway,
Like,
that's cool
so
for, but
he
so typical.
He just built the sets for George Lucas. Like he did a lot of like the woodwork and stuff.
Oh,
and then
wow.
he happened to be in American Graffiti because I think that was a lower budget movie. and They just needed people.
Mm-hmm.
So George Lucas knew he could act. And then like he was like, "Do you want to be in Star Wars?" And he was like, "Fuck no, just let me build the sets." and then he was like, "Okay, I just need somebody to come read lines with Carrie Fisher." And so he read lines with Carrie Fisher, and then just basically got tricked into being in the first Star Wars. Then
Wait,
he
the
was
first, like the original Star Wars.
the original Star Wars.
Oh, this. Oh, okay. Oh, really? I didn't know that was how it started.
And then he's like, okay, that was cool, but like, I don't, like, my character arc is done. Like, he comes back at the end of the movie, saves the crew. Like, that's it. That's all you can do with the scoundrel. And then George Lucas like got him back for the second one with just like money basically, and kind of just be like, you have to do it for the fans. And he was like, okay. And then the contract he signed, he had to, I think, do the third one, but he was really, really upset about it. So at the end of the second one, they freeze him in carbonite because they didn't know if they can get him back for number 3.
Oh, that's so funny.
And then
That's
they
the-
finally got him back for number 3. And then he was like, all right, I'm out of here. And then, 30 years later,
I was
Disney,
gonna say, at least
Disney
he had a
gets
good
him.
30. Yeah, he had a good 30 years of chill.
But I've said this before. I knew that he was gonna die in the Disney Star Wars movie. The fucking moment that I saw him happy on the press tour, I was like, he's gone.
And then they brought him back for 9.
They brought him back for 9, yeah. But I think that was just because they were like, hey, your fucking side chick died. Fucking, and he was like, fuck, she had the best pussy.
I fucking miss her.
She squirted like a sailor. And they, so he came back for that brief scene where I don't even think they took his earrings out.
He's not even blue. He's just standing there.
It's pretty funny how much he hates Star Wars, considering that like the other movies he's done. He's like, I want to do a movie where it's just me and a bunch of fake dogs. I want to pet humans in gray suits. All right, you got it. What the fuck was that movie even called?
The dog guy.
Also, the Indiana Jones 5 is only happening because he agreed to be in Force Awakens. That was the deal. Was that he'd be in that if they gave him a whole other Indiana Jones.
It is a lifelong fucking thorn in his side. Star Wars is what a funny thing that is, huh?
He just like, I had a bit going with one of my friends one time, and it was like, I bet Harrison Ford's hell is he just keeps being reincarnated to star in Star Wars 38. Like I bet Disney, when he dies, they will put him on ice. They won't even fucking CGI him like they did with all the other actors. They will store his corpse away so that when nanotechnology is
That's a reference too. If they freeze his corpse, that'd be pretty cool.
they will get nanomachines to bring Harrison Ford back, and he will never die. He will live an eternal life of playing Han Solo.
I mean, his hell, if there is a hell, would be in a relentless loop of him just doing the Han Solo dance from Just Dance. I'm Han Solo. And it'd have to be him just like dancing the whole time to that. That would be his hell.
Yeah.
That'd be my hell.
I think his hell would be he'd have to Like he'd be back in the original trilogy, but he'd have to like be really into Carrie Fisher as a 40-year-old. So like
So yeah, what I
like not like young hot Carrie Fisher, but like wise old,
Old
Carrie,
hot
Fisher.
Carrie
But
Fisher.
he's young hot Harrison Ford. But it's the same. Like it's the whole thing with like I don't know if you ever read her book she put out, but she detailed the whole affair in the book, and it's that. But this time, she's old Carrie Fisher.
okay.
So he's like, oh, I just wish you were young and hot again.
How old
That's-
was she when she died?
She
She didn't look that old.
she was
68.
not that old. Because she had a heart attack on the plane or whatever, and then
Damn.
it's really tragic. I was pretty sad when she died. Probably one of the few celebrity deaths that actually made me upset because I liked her writing. I thought she was
Yeah.
fucking funny. So
Dude, she fucking helped write Hook.
yeah, she helped write Hook.
So what I'm hearing is Indians run the culture,
Yeah.
the culture development.
Oh yeah, back to this.
And Harrison Ford has to walk around as Indiana Jones.
I'll-
no, as Han Solo. Actually, that'd be funny.
I was gonna say he just builds the sets.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
that'd be awesome. Oh, he'd love that.
Yeah.
He's Bob the Builder of our neighborhood.
He's Bob
Can
the
I
Builder.
fly my planes through them any day, Harrison?
See, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. So we're building. That'll be more in I guess the theme park area, not so much. I don't think we could trust Harrison Ford to fly around people's houses.
Yeah, I can't believe that dude crashed, eh? Like he's crashed his plane like before and he's alive. Isn't that
He's
happen?
crashed. He's had a lot of near misses too, where people are just like, "Holy fuck!"
Listen,
Do you think at the air traffic control center when they hear that Harrison's flying that day, they're like,
Harrison's flying.
fuck.
He's like, oh, this is when he whips out a Star Wars. I know how to fly the Millennium. Oh,
I did the Kessel Run in 14 parsecs.
Listen, here's the thing. I know helicopter crashes are much more dangerous than plane crashes for good reasons. How they fall
Ryan's
down.
been in 12 of them.
Yep.
What's that?
You've been in 12 of
I've
them.
been in 12 helicopter crashes.
Yeah.
I just assume they are for the
Here's
mere
Ryan's
reason
top
that
12 helicopter crashes.
people can survive plane crashes. I've never heard someone surviving a helicopter crash. But I bring this up because Harrison's a million years old, has had a couple near misses, has crashed, is alive. Kobe gets in one little helicopter crash, huh? And that's it.
Yep. What a pussy.
This is why you shouldn't work out. Look where it gets you.
It's funny too because Harrison Ford is like stoned all the time too. Like he's just fucking.
Oh yeah, I watched him and David Blaine do magic in
Yeah,
his house.
that was
That
so
was- that
that's
was
so
great.
funny. He's just like get the fuck out of my house.
out of my house. Dog's name's Indy.
I love Harrison Ford. I was doing a bit of a binge of Harrison Ford movies.
Once I heard what he said about Chris Pratt, I'm like, this guy's fucking funny.
Oh,
'Cause I
he's
don't pay
awesome.
attention to anything about him, but I heard that and I was like, that's awesome.
He was in just a string of like amazing movies in the 80s. Like outside of Indiana Jones and Star Wars, he was in
Blade Runner.
fucking Blade Runner. He
Apocalypse
was in
Now.
Air Force One. He was in The Fugitive. Like fucking amazing movies. He was fucking hot, man.
He was the only actor, I think.
He was the only actor, yeah. This is a totally side note thing. I was thinking about this. Last week, Austin was on the show, and he talked about a accident that he was in.
Dude, I saw that. That was fucking insane.
That was insane.
Nothing
right?
to the helicopter crashes Ryan's been
Yeah.
in.
I saw that shit and I was just like you meant to do that. Like when I see shit like that, I was like, those motherfuckers were fucking doing something so stupid.
Well, from what he explained to us, it was because they were like way up north, and the road had like these fucking like big divots in it, and they went over a divot,
Yeah.
and then they just had no traction, and then they went in the water.
That's insane.
Yeah. But anyway, so because of that, a lot of this week I've been like taking a look at my own mortality and thinking a lot about that. So I started figuring out what I wanted to do if I die. Specifically, I started planning my own funeral. And I think I've got it perfectly planned out. I think funerals are too sad. You know, they call them celebrations of life, but really they're really dour. I want my funeral to be a fucking party. But there's a couple caveats. So I was thinking about this, okay? You know those Boston Dynamic robot dogs?
With the guns on them now?
Yeah. So by the time I die, those things will probably be like fully AI, fully like they can do so many crazy things. But I want to get one of those dogs to be at my funeral. And what I want to do is when the morticians are prepping my body, I want them to remove all of the skin from my body and then put it on one of those little robot dogs. So my face is like stretched across a robot dog, and like we'll put like some of my clothes on it, and like my skin will just be grafted onto this little robot dog, so you get like a little really fucked up mutated version of me. And what'll happen is we'll put like a drink tray on me, so I'm serving drinks.
You're like R2-D2 in Return of the Jedi.
Except I don't do like bleep bloop or anything like that. I'll pre-record a bunch of lines, and it's just me going, "Kill me, oh this hurts, pain is existence." But it's my just horrifying like grafted face onto a little robot, and it's walking around the party.
The funniest part is that like it somehow everything fits perfectly. It just looks like you walking around full force. There's nothing. It just looks like you.
Like it just looks like me.
It just looks like you. We don't know what dog they chose. There's a dog that fits perfectly.
I mean, listen. At that point, science might truly we could each have our own perfectly fitted robot dogs that we can graft our skin onto.
Before you die, you fill out the organ donor card thing. They're like, do you want to be donated? Do you want to donate your organs? Do you want to donate your body to science? Or do you want to become a dog person?
And I sign box number 3. I become a dog person. My organs, I just tell them to throw them in the trash. And then, what was the other one?
Donate your body. You don't get to pick multiple.
Well, technically, my body is being donated to science. The science of fucking awesome.
Of robot dogs.
Yeah, and my robot dog body will just walk around the funeral, and then I'll never really die. That'll be the nice thing, is that they can do whatever they do to, like, they can taxidermy my skin so that it, like, I don't know if they need to put a varnish on it, or they need to like somehow
they deep fry it.
They make it really leathery or something they just make it so that it's resistant to falling apart, and then it's just me as a little dog walking around forever. And I think like maybe in my will I'll bequeath it that all of my friends and relatives have to have it at their house for at least a month, so everyone gets a little slice of me, and it's just me as a little robot dog walking around the house. I think that's the perfect way to end my life.
Thanks, man. You're definitely not going to be going into a junkyard. Wherever the fuck they put.
I'm gonna toss my body into a sewer drain.
Throw it in
Did you guys ever read that story about the robot hitchhiker that like a team of scientists from I think University of Toronto or something made?
Is this another Star Wars reference?
No, I think I know this.
Okay, so like
story.
a few years ago, like 5 or 6 years ago, some university in Canada, a group of students made a robot. It was a robot hitchhiker, and it just like it could waddle and walk a bit. But basically, it was a social experiment. This robot had his thumbs up, and it had like a LCD screen that read out like, "Oh, I'm like trying to get to here. Like, can you help me?" And people would like give it rides. And they were trying to see if they could make it across Canada. Made it across Canada, like after 2 weeks or something. They're like, "Let's try this in the U.S." After 6 hours, they found it in a dumpster. Like somebody found this happy little robot.
It's like ass blown out.
Like, why is there a fuck hole in the back?
Why is there a fuck hole?
It didn't make it 12 blocks.
That's so funny. I'm surprised it made it across Canada. Like, because like here's the thing. Everyone likes to just be like a fuck ass sometimes. Like, you can't tell me that I wouldn't have the urge to just swing a baseball bat across its head.
Yeah, I might be a bad person. That's probably the first thing I do.
Do you know what I mean? Like, everyone has those urges. Like, it's just like you just want to destroy something. Do you know what I mean? You're just like, I want to throw a roll. Dude, on the way driving here, a fucking like Tesla, literally just all like 4 lanes, just like swerving, like going across them all. Like not even like kind of going in one lane and another. And it's like,
what was your urge?
Long story short, I'm over here. And it literally just like wipes right in front of me. I have to brake. I was just like, what the fuck? My urge, I want to drive beside it and just be like, hey man, like I want to like this is like I like to trap people. I just wanted to be like, hey man, that wasn't cool. Like hopefully red lights again, and just throw a rock through his window. Do you know what I mean? I just want to do something like that. Like I just want to be like, I just want to throw a rock through your window, and that's all I want to do. I don't get road rage very often, or like at all. Like I'll just have like a spark. I'll just be like, fuck you. I'm like, all right, well, that was it, whatever. But like, I don't know if I told this on the fucking podcast before, but dude, there's a McDonald's by my house, all right? And like, you gotta
I think I know this story.
In the drive-through, you gotta like fucking like if it gets too long, you have to like park outside of the drive-through itself, but you have to leave a bit of space because it's like an actual driving lane, right? I always had like paranoia that when I was like parked and giving that gap that someone would like go in front of me. It's never happened. It happened. I lost my mind. I was so pissed off because it's just like I was leaving out there for other cars to go by, and now you just laid down the horn, didn't stop. I stuck my head out the window. This woman had a sticker on the back of her car that said, "This pussy grabs back." Made me more mad. I was like, "You're so fucking." And I was just like, I was yelling at her. She was not, and I was being an asshole at this point, right? Because it's just like, she probably just made a mistake. Don't care. Goes up to the window. Hey, welcome to. Stop for a bit. Sorry, I can't. I do this 5 times. Eventually, I let her get her food because I need to get my food. But that was probably my biggest moment where I was like, I fucking hate you. With the power of 1,000 suns, I'm going to make your life hell for this. No matter how many close calls I've had on the road where it's just like, fuck you. This woman cut me off at McDonald's. Ain't no way, bro.
You want his burger?
I wanted my burger. And it was one of those ones I've always been paranoid about, like I said, because you leave that little gap sometimes, right? And you're like, what if someone just takes that? I'm like, no one would do that. No one's that much of a monster.
She did it.
And she did it. And I hated her for it. And then I think that was the same night too, where I must have got some food poisoning. I've never shit just water out of my asshole before, but like, and like some people like make jokes, and I have in the past before this moment. It's my 9/11. I'm like, yeah, shit water, haha, out my ass, mud water. It was crazy. I actually like at one point lifted my balls to look to see if like there was like a hole in my organ and like was leaking. It just sounded like urine. It sounded like I had a vagina. Like it felt like it too.
It's awful when it happens.
Have you had that? Like where it's just like it's not even like it isn't like because you know when you poo and it feels like like it's out. Like it felt like nothing.
It's something so foul you don't want to ever think about it again.
I literally I had to go like every like 10, 20 minutes.
And you could shit through the eye of a needle if you needed to, like
because it's just water.
It's crazy. It's terrible.
And I was like, what the fuck?
There's nothing less satisfying than having like just liquid come out your ass.
It's not satisfying because usually when you poo, you're like,
this is the
accomplished.
Inverse feeling, unsatisfied, like to the highest degree, terrible.
So not only did I get cough, I had to scream, but now I'm just peeing out my bum.
That's what it feels like. It's pissing out your ass.
It literally is. But like all the times before, I'd say I gotta piss out my ass, and it's like a joke. This time it literally I'm not kidding when I say I looked under and I was just like,
Cooper,
what's wrong with me?
Have you had this before?
Yeah, of course. I almost had that this weekend when I found out that I'm lactose intolerant.
You're lactose intolerant?
I think it's a new development.
Apparently that can it happened to Eric.
Happened to my dad.
Because listen, this whole weekend.
Please God, not me. Please God.
Yeah, this whole weekend, like, because I don't normally drink milk and I don't.
Dude, your life sucks.
I don't normally eat ice cream. But this weekend I ate ice cream 3 different times. And I shit in listen, I was gone for 3 days.
Yeah.
I shit 15 times.
Oh my God.
And sometimes it was like I would shit and then I would
wait,
walk.
3 days, 15 times?
5 times a day.
That's literally what Sean does every day.
Yeah, but
you're not a freak
that
like
doesn't
him.
happen to me. I shit usually like once every day, like once a day or once every 2 days. That's
wow.
That's like me. It's normally I think it's usually once a day, but on the odd occasion, like if I don't eat much.
Okay.
But like and I have no other thing to tie it to except for the ice cream.
Maybe you got irritable bowel syndrome. You just
got Lou
developed it
Gehrig's
right
disease.
Maybe I have cancer.
Butt cancer.
Butt cancer. No, I think maybe it might be that because listen, other than that, like
Wait. You didn't go to a doctor and they didn't tell you? You're just guessing that you have it?
Cooper
I
self-diagnosed
just
himself
got
a
back
lot.
today.
But what you just said, I'm lactose intolerant.
Well, no, I said that, but I'm inferring that maybe I might be because that's the only thing I can tie it to.
Okay.
Because that's the only thing that makes sense. Because otherwise, I don't shit that much, and it's not like I was eating more than normal.
Yeah.
And I wasn't like gorging on junk food or anything, which would make me shit more. Like I was eating home cooked meals, so like I was like, but I ate a bunch of ice cream, which I never do. And then suddenly I was shitting and farting the whole fucking weekend, and like I think that was it.
After living with Cooper for a year, he really likes to be house MD on himself. He just likes to diagnose himself with all these different things.
I never go to the clinic or doctor ever either, but the only time I did in the last like God knows how many years was like when I first started working because like my throat wasn't getting better and I felt like sick still, and I was like after a certain point I'm like, okay, something's wrong, because usually I just I ride the wave and it's like 3-4 days maybe. Anyway, I had strep throat somehow, and I was just like, okay.
Sucks.
I've never had it in my life before. I was like, I haven't kissed any skanks.
You never
Boys.
you don't really like you take it like we take it for granted how good a healthy regular throat feels because Carson and I both like I don't know if we had strep throat, but we both caught something.
We got something worse than a normal.
Yeah, like we
Weird.
like it was worse than a
It
normal
wasn't
cold.
COVID. Both tested negative.
Yeah, but it was like our throats were like it was like fucking gravel and like and
Maybe did you guys test twice? Because that's apparently the new COVID.
I tested
strain.
twice.
Oh fuck! Well, there you go.
Cooper didn't, but
I didn't, but
Oh,
like,
Cooper had it.
but I knew, but I was experiencing whatever he was experiencing. So if it
and then
wasn't
we gave
COVID
it to
for him-
Kathleen.
Yeah, then we gave it to Kathleen, and then we
Oh.
gave it to Michael.
And we gave it to Mike.
Is
But-
she actually in Spain?
Yeah.
She just flies around, eh?
No. Like this was a family trip.
Oh.
Yeah. No, I don't think his plane can go that far.
Oh yeah. I was like, damn. Anyway, moving on. Digging out the personal business.
Yeah. So and the whole time like I was fucking downing throat lozenges and they weren't doing anything, and I was like, this sucks. Like not having a throat, like not having a regular throat. Like when
Yeah,
it when
thankfully-
it hurts. Like I think I would rather, honestly, have like a stomach pain than have throat pain. Any day. Of
Oh
the
yeah,
week.
because it's your breathing no matter what, and you're swallowing all the time, right? Yeah, I agree. At least
I'd
it's
rather have no pain.
Hey,
All right,
everyone,
guy.
this guy needs to be in charge of the world. I
I
think
don't know why, but you're deciding.
Let's promote him. Let's promote him right
this
now.
guy's the
I
throat
pick-
goat.
I picked.
throat goat.
The throat goat over there.
I picked no pain.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that anymore. That's so mean.
Yeah,
of
it's
me.
not your show anymore.
Damn.
I'm here now.
Damn.
I took
You
the
got
spot.
you got the fashionista over there
Getting
now.
territorial.
I know he is. He's just going. Yeah, dude. What's your funniest poo story? I bet I got you on that.
Oh yeah, you got me beat there.
Ryan has a catalog of poo stories.
I gotta
like-
flip
Listen,
through.
I pay respect to those who came before me. Ryan's got all the best poop jokes.
Yeah.
I can't.
They're
beat
not
him there.
jokes. They're fairy tales. There's lessons in them
Get
that you
the
gotta
be-
learn.
The poop legends.
They're poop fables.
These are poop fables. I have ones where it's just like, don't go to the school.
On the Rosetta Stone, it's described Ryan's poop story in 3
Yeah.
different languages.
You know, don't go to school, a school for the first time, and like have to shit your pants because you might not know what doors are open and locked, and you're gonna have to shit in a bush. Other ones, don't drink coffee without having a toilet nearby. Yeah, did you know that I, like at Capilano University, my first time ever being on that campus, I shit in their bush because I got there really early because at the time I didn't have my license and I all the doors were locked. When I got there, it was like a horror movie. It was dark. It was like November. I was like trying to open up the fucking doors, dude. I went to that. I don't know what building it is, bro. It's like Birch or something. Maybe it's like oh, it's above Maple. When you walk up Maple and then you turn right and you start walking on that
Oh, so-
walkway, and in the woods, the little bushes to the right.
Oh yeah.
I shit there, bro. And people walked by too. I was hiding. It was dark. They couldn't see me. I used leaves to wipe my ass.
I didn't know that detail. That's a new detail for me.
I wish it was the first day of MOPA because it would have been way fucking funnier, but it wasn't. It was like before. This was like a year before. I was taking like electives. I think it was public speaking class I had to go to.
Oh, so you and I might have been a cap at the same time then, because that lines up when I was there. So I could have walked past your fucking shitty ass at some point. That's kind of sweet.
Yeah, you could have.
Shit, but
You know,
Shit, but-
for a while I felt like scared to tell people about it, but like I'm like, dude, I've pooped my pants everywhere. I'm like, why would I? Like, I think the most recent time I almost pooped my pants. Was
You're a
like,
survivor.
I am. It was like a year ago. I was driving home from Rachel's, and it was like 4 blocks away from my house. I burned down this street. I was like, I'm gonna go. I go in the woods, and I have wipies in my truck all the time. If you know what wipies are, right?
yeah,
The baby wipes.
yeah.
Yeah. Then
Essential.
then it doesn't matter. Then I
That's-
poo in the woods, and it's fine.
It's an essential product.
And you know what? I think it's a curse in my family. My dad, I remember from as young
He's got
as I
shit
could,
butt too.
from as young as I could be, he was just like, keep wipies in your car. Like it's like, hey son, I'm gonna give you a pro tip here. You gotta always have wipies in the car. And I was like, all right, fucking cool. And then now I know why. It's because I shit my pants all. He must have shit his pants all the time.
It's
too.
almost like some kind of like superpower for you because I know how much you would love shitting, but it's also your greatest enemy at times.
It is, yeah. It really it can harm me. I've gotten better with it. I think Tim Hortons coffee used to affect me like way worse, like a literal like Harry Potter potion, like shittiest mittiest, and it, like I'd poop immediately after like a minute after drinking it. It was crazy. It was like I was geriatric. It was like a snap of the finger.
Because I have like the polar opposite stories. There was because Carson, I was communicating with Carson throughout the duration of this day.
I was really okay. It's funny. I was a little genuinely frustrated at Cooper's actions and choices during this story.
Oh, whoa!
I was concerned for his health.
Okay, well let me give you a preface for me. I shit
A poop fist.
I have pretty poop fist. I'm pretty scheduled when it comes to my poops.
Okay.
Like I'm pretty good at always doing them at the same times of day. So for me,
Forget
it's
poops.
usually,
Cooper just he keeps calling his body a time clock, where he thinks if he does something one day, he will do it again the next day at the exact same
and
time.
but it fucking tracks so far, doesn't it? It fucking tracks.
I mean, it does.
Because for the most part, I always shit at like fucking 4 p.m. So I'm like I get off work, I go home, I take a shit, and that's how it works.
Cool.
But
I wish.
for some reason or another, one day it was back in I think March when I was doing the driving job, and it's like 7:30 or it's like 6 in the morning, and I get up and I go, oh my god, I think I have to shit. But like it was kind of like it was like the whispers of poo. Like it wasn't quite there yet, you know. It was like
It's like a Winnie the Pooh, like
yeah,
hardcore porn novel.
It wasn't quite a groundhog, but
you know, it was
the groundhog was coming. You
It
could
was
hear
an
it.
idea that was like growing in my tummy, where I was like, ooh, like it feels like maybe there's a poo, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
So then I start I go, you know what? Fuck it. I don't want to like. One, I didn't want to fuck up my schedule, and two, I was like, I think I'm just psyching myself out, because like. This happens to me whenever I'm high. I keep convincing myself that I have to pee, even though I know I literally just emptied my bladder. But I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, you have to pee, don't you? And then I get up and I'm like, no, I don't. What am I doing? So it's like that. I was like, I know I can psych myself into thinking I have to do things. So I was like, I don't have to shit. So then I start my day and I'm on the road and I'm like, oh, I have to poo. But then I was texting Carson because I was driving around and like, sure, I could have gone to a random washroom. But then I'd just be encouraging my body to do that every day then. So I was like, I'm going to tough this one out. So for 8 hours straight,
I don't understand why you couldn't take a day off. Like, just one. Your body's telling you to poop. Like, just go poop once. It won't happen.
My body don't control me.
It will
I'm the
not.
fucking master of my own shit.
Oh my god! It won't affect you for one day.
I held in my shit the whole day, and I got home and I took a shit, and I think I almost passed out as I was.
But
doing it.
he's like, it's not that he just held it in. He's texting me updates for it. He's like, hey, I still have to shit. And then 2 hours later, he's like, I really have to go now. And I'm like, why are you telling me? Either shit or don't.
You're goading him on, dude.
I wanted to keep him in the loop, okay?
Dude,
I thought you were invested.
I thought you were. It was like a cry for help thing, where it's like you would feel ashamed if you went, and you were texting me so I could like pressure you into doing it.
No, it
but
was
then you were
fucking
just like
willpower, dog.
Why are you texting me then?
Because you're my friend.
And I'm trying to do the right thing. I'm like, go take care of your health. Go
Jesus
poop.
Christ.
And then you were like, it's like if he was texting me, he's like, hey, I'm doing heroin right now. And I'm like, well, stop. And he's like, nah, can't.
Needles in the arm, buddy.
Fuck
Sorry,
you.
already,
And
fuck
then
you.
like,
It's already bottomed
it's
up.
like, well, then why are you telling me that if you're not going to listen?
Cooper was doing the equivalent of like back in the day, posting Facebook says, upset, no one talks to me right now.
Exactly.
Like, don't text me,
Don't
but like I'm
text
in a
me right now.
hospital.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my god. Fuck, man, I was so mad that day.
She almost passed out from
and
that.
he
dude.
came home, didn't go shit first. He came over to tell me first how bad it hurt all day to hold it in. And I'm like, why are you speaking to me right now? Go poop.
I will say there was another day where I started work and it was a similar thing, and it was like shit was like exploding out of me. Like I actually had to drive home, and I did go shit at home. So that
Pussy.
I did cave to my body that day, but that was because that was like diarrhea. It was the kind of like
You got a bucket at work.
yeah, it was the kind of shit where like I was farting and every fart was like a fucking I was playing fucking like chicken with a hand grenade. Like
Yeah.
like it just felt like every time I farted it was just like
When you said you almost passed out last time, that reminded me of when we did the hot ones, like hot sauce chicken nugget thing.
Yeah.
That hurt you bad.
like I'm not kidding. It was worse coming out. Like eating it and like I could handle it, and it was hot as fuck. But like I can compose. I took all my clothes off to poo. Elbows to knees, dog. I was literally like actually like the sweat from your brow when you eat something really really hot and everything. I had all that shit.
You know what's crazy? With the hot sauce, you adapt really quickly to like shitting with it. Because the first time I had it, yes, haven't had it since.
And you still have that hot sauce, eh?
Yeah.
Because I remember when we had it too, I was able to like compose myself really well when I had it, and like not milk or bread or anything, and I was like, oh, sick. It was so bad. It was twice as bad.
I was fine on the way
now
out.
I want to try it again to see if it's as bad. If
I had it with either Takis are getting less spicy,
or you're burning all your shit off,
or like because like
or his tongue has no griddle on it.
Because like obviously Takis.
Hey, you kind of look like Two-Face, bro.
Fucking Takis are obviously spicy, and so you eat a lot of them, you're gonna upset your tummy. Haven't really had that in a while. I've adapted.
That's pretty cool, man. Your ancestors are smiling upon you.
Or they're making them more chill.
That hot sauce destroyed me on the way in. I was fine on the way out, but I was not composed at all. I had to run to the house. I had to grab milk. I was eating bread.
I remember that. Yeah, you were out of your mind.
Struggling.
I was doing numbers
I gave it to
on me.
James Thornley Hall one time, and I thought he was gonna die. He was crying.
There was this time, like this is a totally like this kind of coincides. We were at back when Kathleen lived in the apartments near Cap. We went to her house I think it was just after the holidays.
Just so you know, we're at an hour and 32 right now.
That's fine. Listen, we can wrap the show after this. We went to there's no one coming on after us.
There might be someone coming in though.
That's true.
Hey, by the way, the whole time you're going to talk, I'm just going to do something.
All right, yeah, you do that. So Kathleen had come back from Mexico, and she had like a bunch of like fucking chilies and stuff. And I was the only one that I think was smart enough to go, I'm not going to try those chilies. But Carson and Michael did. And Carson, I think, was fine. Michael was dying, and Michael was in the washroom, Kathleen's washroom, like on the floor. Like he was not doing good. And Carson had to take
not related to just coincidentally, I also had to take a shit at that moment.
So this motherfucker goes in and takes a shit in front of Michael while Michael's on the floor dying.
He couldn't. Well, he had to take his glasses off because he was crying so bad because the chili. So he couldn't see me anyway. He couldn't see anyway. And so, but I just like imagine at that moment it must have been an attack on the senses where he's on the ground. He can't see because he's crying. His mouth is on fire, and now he's got poop smell in the room.
That's karate poo too.
They do those things. That's what they do to guys in Guantanamo.
100%.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we can. What the fuck was that? Jesus Christ.
You're powerful.
Yeah. I guess we're gonna bring this show back into the station. So, Ryan, do you have anything you want to promote before we send out the show?
No, I got nothing.
Look into that camera.
Check me out at.
Look into the POV.
Which one do I look at? Yo, check me out at Yee Automotive, bro. That's my. I have nothing to promote, bro. What do you mean? I ain't got shit.
You ain't got shit. Well,
wait until next year. My ops are on me, bro.
Yeah.
They're praying for my downfall.
Well, it was nice to have you back on. We hope to have you on again in the future.
It's great to be back in the new Swagged Out studio where it sounds like there's a family of 12, hopefully Indian children running around upstairs.
They're gonna run everything behind the scenes.
Yeah, it is crazy here.
All right, Carson, do you want to take us home? You can play the outro music. That might be fun.
Oh yeah, which button is it?
It's that one, yeah. There you go.
There we go. POV Cam has the outro written on it, so I can't read it right now. Thanks everyone for coming. Thanks Ryan for being here.
Thanks,
Welcome back, Honorary Mayor. We'll see you again in 2 weeks. Yeah.
See you, buddy.
This has been your Mayor Cooper Johnson and me, your comptroller intern Carson.
See you, everybody. Just let this shit ride out.
Bye bye.
Just let it ride out. Just let it ride out.
Just let it ride out.